Hello and welcome. I'm Pranay Upadhyay and you are watching India Today Global. We have an exclusive interview with Imran Khan's sister, a look at how BTS is breaking world records and much more. But first, let's get started. Russian President Vladimir Putin will travel to India on December 4th and 5th for the 23rd India-Russia Annual Summit. The Ministry of External Affairs has announced, and similar announcement has been made in Kremlin as well. The visit comes at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and marks Putin's first trip to India since Russia-Ukraine conflict began in 2022. According to MEA statement, President Putin will hold bilateral talks with Prime Minister Modi during the two-day state visit. President Draupadi Murmu will also receive the Russian leader and host a banquet in his honor. The summit is expected to serve as a key platform for both nations to assess their current ties and outline a roadmap for strengthening the special privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia. Both sides will exchange views on major regional global developments, and defense cooperation and discussions surrounding the Russia-Ukraine war are likely to feature prominently during the high-level engagements. Russian President Vladimir Putin, in a recent statement, also said that, and he outlined that a draft peace plan discussed by the US and Ukraine could serve as a basis for future negotiation to end the war. But he insisted that Ukraine would have to surrender territory claimed by Russia for any deal to possible. And here is a detailed report on this issue and a possible peace plan which can be worked out between Russia and Ukraine.
Amid ongoing peace talks between the United States, Russia and Ukraine aimed at ending the Russia-Ukraine war, Russian President Vladimir Putin has doubled down on his core demands. Putin, while speaking to reporters during a trip to Kyrgyzstan, said Russia will only lay down its arms if Kiev withdraws its troops from all territories claimed by Moscow. The Kremlin has long insisted on legal recognition of the Ukrainian land seized by Russia. Putin warned that if Kiev does not agree, Moscow will take the territory by force.
We keep receiving proposals to cease fire here and there. When Ukrainian forces leave the territories they hold, then the fighting stops. If they don't, we will achieve this goal by military means. That's it.
Russia currently controls nearly one-fifth of Ukraine's territory. The question of occupied land remains the central obstacle in the peace process. Putin also commented on US President Donald Trump's proposed peace plan, calling it a set of issues put forward for discussion rather than a finalized agreement, but noted it could serve as the basis for further negotiations.
Some topics are crucial. In general, we see that the US side takes into account our position which was discussed before and after Anchorage. It is clear that we need to sit down and discuss some concrete issues. Everything should be expressed in diplomatic language.
Putin further described the Ukrainian government as illegitimate, arguing that it was pointless to sign any agreement with Kiev after it chose not to hold presidential elections after Volodymyr Zelensky's term expired.
You know, it is pointless to sign documents with Ukrainian leadership. I've said it many times. I think that Ukrainian leadership made a strategic mistake when they feared to hold presidential elections. The president lost his legitimacy after that.
Responding to Putin's comments, President Zelensky said Russia scorned international efforts to secure a genuine and lasting peace.
The Russian war continues, and we all hear that Russia scorns the efforts of key global powers to truly end the war with a lasting peace. But whether there will be peace does not depend on Russia's threats or on whatever ultimatums it voices. It depends on the conditions the world ensures so that this aggression cannot be continued.
All all eyes are now on Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff, who is set to visit Russia in an effort to revive peace negotiations. But with Ukraine repeatedly asserting it will not cede its land, and with Putin's latest statements hardening Moscow's stance, it remains to be seen whether Trump's peace plan can bring an end to the 3.5-year-long war. With Neha Kumari, Bureau Report, India Today.
So now at a time when India is preparing to welcome Russian President Vladimir Putin, all eyes are on him as far as decisions are concerned, what he says and what he decides as far as Russia-Ukraine conflict is concerned. To discuss this issue in great detail, I am being joined by Elena Protopopova, who's the bureau chief of Russian news agency TASS in New Delhi and one of the most connected and keen watcher of India-Russia ties. So welcome to show, Elena.
Yes, good evening, Pranay.
Yeah, good evening. And my first question to you, that Russian President Vladimir Putin would be arriving in New Delhi in just few days for the annual Russia-India summit. From Moscow's point of view, what is the single biggest deliverable the Kremlin is hoping to seal during President Putin's visit to New Delhi?
Yes, today we finally received official confirmation for both sides, from Moscow and also from here in New Delhi, the official confirmation of this visit. President Putin will come next week, very close, this engaging event. And what is important that, as I see, it's like my humble forecast, what I would like to pay attention to, that it will give an opportunity for both countries to review the progress which was made since the summit which was held in Moscow last year. It's first of all, and also which is very important that at this summit, in the frames of this summit, there will be held a Indian-Russian business forum. And in this way, we can understand that during this summit, the goal will be to push forward the trade between our two countries. And this business forum, actually, I already had an opportunity to see the program
and
of
I'm sure
it.
President Putin would be coming with a large entourage of businessmen as well.
Yes,
But this
exactly.
will be President Putin's first India trip since the full-scale, Russia-Ukraine conflict started in 2022. And with President Donald Trump already pressurizing Prime Minister Narendra Modi to cut the Russian oil buys amid new US tariffs as well, how the Kremlin is interpreting India's strategy of dialogue and diplomacy in line of conflict and, as an unwavering ally or a pragmatic balancer?
You know, this summit, I would actually underline again that the trade forum will take place, and let leave all this pressure to Trump. I do not want to comment on this. Actually, everything is already known, what they do and what policies they entertain. So most important that despite of all this pressure, the forum, the business forum, the both sides, the business forum on the in the frames of this summit will give an opportunity to discuss the officials from both sides the vast potential which our countries have in trade and investments, and not only on energy and traditional successful areas of cooperation as defense, but also for the possibilities, the opportunities for Indian exporters, for Indian businessmen to sell in Russia, to create new joint ventures in both in India and in Russia also.
Since you mentioned about defense, Elena, so defense ties have always remained a backbone of India-Russia friendship with S-400 deliveries and ongoing BrahMos export expansion. And there are talks of a joint fighter jet and submarine projects as well. So what are the one defense deal Russian side is most excited about during President Putin's visit?
So I spoke to a range of Indian experts, to Russian experts on defense, and all of them say that we can expect like breakthroughs in defense during this summit, during the negotiations. And actually, on the eve of the visit, the delegation with the defense minister will come to India, and defense minister of Russia will meet MOD Minister of Defense Rajnath Singh here in Delhi. So among these breakthrough in defense, I can expect, and the experts shared their view with me, like on Su-57, some negotiations, of course, will come, not even negotiations. I guess there can be an agreement signed. Then on S-400, let's see how it goes. And air defense radars
That is going to be very
also.
significant, Elena. But finally, on the lighter note, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Putin famously had great personal chemistry. We have seen their handshakes, their hugs, and even a car drive as well. So what's the mood in the diplomatic circles, and especially like, you know, with your Russian contacts? Are we going to see another memorable Modi-Putin moment during this visit?
I'm sure it will be, there will be a lot of warmness as usually between the two leaders, and we would witness new hugs, new handshakes, new smiles, a lot of them. We will see it in Delhi next week.
Thank you very much, Elena, for joining with us and sharing this perspective. And let's hope that India-Russia friendship, India-Russia partnership will deliver some new gains, and achieve some new heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And moving on further, let's talk about Pakistan, because Pakistan is on edge from Rawalpindi to Karachi. Protest over Imran Khan continues to gather pace. Imran's sister have now moved to court alleging contempt and warning that if even a hair of his head is harmed, the nation will erupt. The Pakistan government insists that Imran Khan is absolutely fine, and yet his family and doctors and lawyers have not been allowed to meet him for 25 days. So what is really going inside Adiala Jail? Is Imran Khan being silenced or politically erased? Let's watch an exclusive interview with Imran Khan's sister, Nooreen Niazi. Where is Imran Khan? How is Imran Khan? And what assurances and what information do you have regarding Imran Khan?
Well, we don't know. The last we met him was in Adiala Jail. And since last 4 to 6 weeks, we haven't met him. We haven't seen him. Nobody has met him. No one can say that he's in Adiala or they have taken him out. And then the rumors of him being killed in Adiala Jail was very disturbing. And we can do nothing about it because we have no access to the jail or the people in the jail. So it's worrying and disturbing. You can see that everybody...
So in your opinion, this is happening on whose orders, whose instructions? They are putting him in solitary confinement. They are not letting to meet, you guys to meet Imran Khan. Who is directing all these things? Why?
In the jail, the jail superintendent does not have the authority. There's a colonel sitting inside the jail. He controls the jail and he gives all orders. So you can imagine who is head of this.
You're directly indicating towards the military establishment of Pakistan, because military holds the supreme power in Pakistan.
Yes, everybody knows that.
But if, God forbid, if something happens to Imran Khan in custody, in jail, how do you see Pakistan, people of Pakistan reacting to that situation?
I don't think people of Pakistan will let anyone live in this country. And each one of them, everybody knows who all they are. They won't be left. I don't think their families will be able to live in Pakistan. They won't leave any one of them. They shouldn't even think about it. They shouldn't even think about it. They won't. I don't think that they will. Everything will finish for them in Pakistan and wherever they will go, because wherever they go, Pakistanis are in every country in the world. So they won't let them even live a day. and we won't let them live a day. They will be finished, even if they try, each one of them.
So this is your clear warning to those?
Yes, yes. They shouldn't even think about it. They shouldn't even, they have tried. It is, Allah who has kept them. They shouldn't even think about it. They won't have a day to live. They won't be able to breathe in this country.
And now from western frontiers of Pakistan to eastern front of India. India turns Chicken Neck into an unstoppable fortress. New military bases, Rafale, BrahMos and rapid deployment forces are reshaping the Siliguri Corridor. Bangladesh and China take notice of that. The Northeast will never be vulnerable again. Watch our next report.
India is reshaping its eastern frontier. Along the narrow Siliguri corridor, 3 new military bases are rising. Rapid deployment forces, intelligence units, and offensive-ready garrisons designed to secure the northeast. With Bangladesh's pro-India Hasina era over and the Yunus government tilting toward China and Pakistan, New Delhi is acting decisively. But as India fortifies its flank, how will Dhaka respond to a corridor no longer defenseless? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. A quiet transformation is unfolding along India's eastern frontier. In the narrowest corridor of the country, the Siliguri Corridor or the Chicken's Neck, India is building the foundations of a new strategic posture. 3 new military bases, forward deployed and bristling with advanced capabilities, are reshaping the security landscape of South Asia. The Lachit Borfukan military station near Dhubri and the forward installations at Kishanganj in Bihar and Chopra in West Bengal are more than just garrisons. They are a signal. India is asserting control over its most vulnerable land choke point, ensuring rapid deployment and projecting power across its northeastern frontier. The Siliguri Corridor is just 22 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, linking India's 7 northeastern states, home to over 45 million people, with the rest of the country. For decades, Indian planners have known its vulnerability. Disruption here could sever the northeast from mainland India. For India, this isn't theoretical. It is a potential strategic nightmare. The Chopra base is even more forward-leaning, located less than a kilometer from Titulia in Bangladesh's Panchagad district. This is not merely defense. It is strategic depth, intelligence gathering, and if necessary, the capacity for preemptive action. For India, these garrisons form a triangle, providing overlapping coverage of the corridor and a direct line to command centers further inland. Reports indicate that Yunus has deepened engagement with both Islamabad and Beijing. Bangladesh plans to acquire $2.2 billion worth of Chinese J-10C fighters and is collaborating with Beijing to establish a domestic drone manufacturing hub. Pakistan, meanwhile, has offered JF-17 Block C Thunderjets and other defense cooperation. For India, a Bangladesh tilting toward its adversaries is a red flag along a sensitive eastern frontier. India's response is defensive, yes, but proactive. The forward bases are not mere sentries. They house rapid deployment forces, surveillance assets, and intelligence capabilities capable of monitoring developments deep inside Bangladesh. For a smaller neighbor like Dhaka, the asymmetry is stark. India's military might dwarfs Bangladesh's, and these bases fundamentally alter operational calculations along the border. Political dimensions also compound these tensions. Indian political leaders like Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma have used harsh statements or made harsh statements against Bangladeshis. Deportation drives against illegal Bangladeshi migrants in Assam have drawn focus from international community, echoing the Rohingya crisis in Myanmar. These actions coupled with new forward military deployments, amplified Dhaka's anxieties. Yet, India's posture is not simply about intimidation. It is about ensuring the security of a region critical to national integrity. The Siliguri Corridor connects the Northeast, a region with diverse ethnic groups, strategic resources, and a population exceeding 45 million, to the rest of India. Any disruption would be catastrophic, politically, economically, and militarily.